Hello, Waffles O'Clock, and welcome to your deck review. For anybody joining us on YouTube for the very first time, this is a series where I, Maldhound, will review your PP calmly and coolly. Your PP being the premise and practicum of your commander deck. Your premise is the idea of your deck, what you hope it does. The practicum is what you actually put in it. Does it help you do what you hope it does? Or are you misinformed about what actually draws cards, what actually ramps well? All that type of stuff. So we're going to spend a couple minutes talking about the idea, if we can do it at the power level they want to do it at or not. And then the rest of the time, which will be about 15 to 20 minutes, talking about their actual card choices and if there are better ones. Now, I've read their primer. It's a little bit of a convoluted one. We have Bruna, Light of Alabaster, and we're trying to get an infect kill, but we're not necessarily trying to use Bruna to do it. Bruna is an in case of emergency button. She can fill in as a backup infect kill if Blighted Agent, Corpse Cur, Ichor Claw Mirror, all those guys have all fallen in battle. So from a premise idea, and they admit this freely in the primer, we've picked bad colors. Not having black just for tutor density is going to hurt us. Well, for tutor density, for filling the graveyard, not having green for filling the graveyard, gonna hurt us a little bit. Like Azorius certainly can fill its graveyard. It's just not the best in the biz at it. So from an idea standpoint, we're already struggling a little bit because we have sort of a 4-step plan that our commander can't even help us with. That is a tall order. When I say 4-step plan, some people have accused me of lying to make myself look better. So what I mean when I say 4-step plan is we have to get infect creature, get buff, get buff, get buff. You can replace one of these with play protection, because if our infect creature gets killed, we don't really have a good way to recur that. But I think the issue here is there's probably no single buff that will make this good enough to keep up with what looks to be bracket 3 gaming. We have 3 game changers, looks like bracket 3 to me. Like, you get a Blighted Agent at 3 power, turn 4, you're losing that game, even if they don't remove it. So maybe we can only stack 2 buffs, at which point it becomes like, get a buff, protect our guy. That's a lot of cards that our commander does nothing for. And counterweight commanders, to borrow Snail's term, well, I'm not sure if it's his term, but the first place I heard it, counterweight commanders are normally better when the strategy in the 99 comes together really easily and there's an obvious hole that you can't cover well in the 99. This is a strategy that does not come together very well. And I think that's reflected by the statements in your primer about, like, I just can't find the room and the balance for everything. So all that is to say, we may not get to a satisfactory place with this deck, but I am going to do my best to find some swaps that'll work for you. So you have a lot of poison. You need a lot of poison. Now, you have definitely enough that I think you can find one in the opening hand. Prologue to Phyresis is probably not good enough. And the rest are pretty bad. So the other thing that's hurting us is the ones that are above 2 mana. 1 mana, 2 mana, I believe in it. 3 mana, 4 mana, we would want to be ramping because they're like the earliest thing we have to get down, right? If Suit Up is all enchantments, we can't start suiting up. It also means because we're in white and we're not black, we're missing some of the best early draw engines that we could potentially lay down. Like, you could drop Mystic Remora and hope for the best, but you don't get Bob, you don't get Keen Duelist, you don't get Darkstar Augur, and these aren't like the craziest cards in the game, but again, they help a lot with stability. So but the flying is good. God, this is immediately a tough nut to crack. Card advantage. When we play enchantment, get more. Sure. Esper Sentinel. Sure. Faithful Mending. Sure. Future Flight. Not great, but I can see the multiple roles it's filling. Gifts Ungiven and Intuition, definitely good synergy with the deck. I shudder at the thought of this, but if you really want power and you don't care so much about synergy, Rhystic Study would solve a lot of problems. I don't want this to be a Rhystic Study deck, but as far as draw engines go, boy, would that fix a lot of stuff for you. Insight Engine's really bad. You have no way to break parity on this. We're doing nothing with charge counters. We're not producing a lot of spare mana, I don't think. So I would question Insight Engine. I would question Tezzeret's Gambit. I don't think one-off proliferating is going to be enough to get you over the edge. Disruption. This is probably what we have to cut back on the most. Like, if you're... I have not played with too many Infect gamers, but when I have played with Infect gamers, they're normally going for, like, I'm either going to stab you in the chest while you are putting your shoes on, or you're going to get me. I don't have the interaction suite. I can't bail myself out if you do stick your good creature. Either Blighted Agent is poisoning your oatmeal, or you are strangling him like the 1/1 he is. So stuff that's interaction and is an enchantment, well, I should say a proactive enchantment, that's probably going to be the most able to stay. I think if we're going to try to find room, the place you're going to find room is you have to commit to really not having disruption. And your disruption is, I have like a couple of the best pieces. Like I have Swords to Plowshares. I have, I don't think you'd want Fierce Guardianship. I have like Swords to Plowshares. I have Path to Exile. I have Swan Song. And after that, I'm going to pick who I think is in the best position. Just try to kill him. And that's how I'm interacting. Because if I look, like, the deck looks clogged. And this is where I think the clogging is going to hurt you the most. And you should theoretically be able to get to, like, you should be able to kill pretty quick if things are going to plan. And then, sure, that's all very cute. Base power and toughness 8, it's pretty funny. We have All That Glitters. We have All That Glitters #2. So I doubt we're going to be doing a lot. I don't think I'm going to find new enchantments or new equipment you've never heard of. Actually, I'm going to recommend one. Super bad card. One of my favorite bad cards of all time. Things to be aware of. Stacks up counters without being equipped. 4 more counters equipped creature has double strike. Double strike infect, crazy good. If you can ever stick this early, or even if you stick it late, double strike infect creature, very threatening blocker, very difficult to block meaningfully, like they can't trade with it. So this is probably the only equipment that I would recommend come in somewhere. So let me go to the playtest and see what we're looking at. Okay, so we have bad draw engine. We have acceptable engine, because we can proliferate. Ooh. Okay. I can see how we're trying to, like, outrun the dawn with unstable mutation. So we go land nothing, and I know you wouldn't have kept this hand. I'm just trying to see. Land, Insight Engine. Land, draw 1. We can finally interact. Land, Tezzeret's fucking Gambit is here, draw 2. Staff, pay life, draw 1. All right, turn 6, we have found Blighted Agent. So we play him. He's a 4/4. Goes down to a 3/3. He gets ethereal armor. He gets commander's plate. So 3/3 to a 5/5 to an 8/8 who's unblockable on turn 7. We clean lose. So let's go and restart. So we have an effect in our opening hand. It's really expensive. We have cute aura in our opening hand. So we've got some good auras. We've got some good expensive creatures. I don't think we can keep this. I think this is too slow. We get to Corpse Cur. We get to Future Flight them. We have a 4/4 infect creature with protection from all colors. And we lose with that. We just stone cold lose. Okay, so now we have a 2-mana infect creature. We can kind of work with that. So I go Prismatic Vista. I'm not going to bother with all the boring stuff. Skrelv. Necropede. We use Skrelv to maybe protect Necropede. Land. 3/3. Hit him. Get 3 poison counters on somebody. Get commanders played out. Sea of Clouds. Yeah, God, the removal's killing our speed, and it feels gross to say that, because abandoning removal, you are just yanking on that slot machine lever every game, but this is just plain and simple not fast enough to compete at bracket 3, or at least not fast enough to compete at the bracket 3 tables I play at. We need things that we have to be getting this power up more quickly. I kind of don't even like Commander's Plate. That equip 5 is horrific. Like, we do get protection from green, black, and red, but people can still swords it, which is a really common removal spell. So maybe that's part of what was making it feel bad to me, is it's like, yeah, we duck. We get protection from every color except the color most likely to ruin my fucking day. Oh, and then like, yeah, more interaction. So what if I just cycle away all the interaction as soon as I see it? And maybe that'll give me a picture of this deck feeling better. So I get to Esper Sentinel. Somebody Soul Rings, I get to draw an extra card. I go land, Ichor Claw Mirror. Okay, double strike isn't nothing. I go, all right, 4/4 infect creature to the dome. Take 4 poison counters. They're 3/3 now, but they have Twin Blade Blessing. If you can't block me, one person's dead. That's good. Now, realistically, they probably can block you, and they go down to a 2/2 now. Everybody goes up a counter, and I draw a card. Golly, I almost want to recommend that you cut lands. I almost want to recommend, and this is going to make the deck. What I'm for the first time I think in a couple months, because I do this very rarely, I'm gonna recommend that we go for a higher variance version of this deck, because the responsible, consistent value, responsible, consistent, grindy version of this deck, I don't think functions. I think it is just too slow. I think somebody always beats you to the punch. And so what I would do is, even though they fly, I think like all of my everything over 4 mana, I would just fucking kill for the infect package. I would kill them. I would give up on like half my interaction or more. Maybe keep like Raise the Palisade. Like, my only interaction would be board wipes. I would not be interacting with singular creatures. I would just be looking for like, what are maybe white sweepers that will do what I need them to do. But even those, like the good ones, are expensive. But it would be board wipe or bust for me. And I wouldn't go down to like 33 lands, but I would go down to maybe 35, 36 and have Bruna really be in case of emergency. Because I think right now we're too in between the two worlds of like, well, am I going to hit a bunch of land drops and play these like chunky spells and then Bruna over the top? Or am I going to mulligan desperately for my 2-mana 1/1 and then hope to God that I can chain together like, oh God, fucking cunning? Oh. At this point, just play a combat trick. This is IMO, we doing too much. Like at this point, have an equipment, brother. I know we can bring it back with Bruna, but I don't think we have to be so deep on enchantments that we shoot ourselves in the foot just to get +3/+3 for a turn. Azorius can do that. Like, what else could we... Most of these are going to be protection-based. But there's some cantrips like this that will also give a power buff. Yeah, like Celestial Armor is just good. Flying +2/+0 and is a protection spell. Like I think we have focused too hard on Bruna for a 99 that doesn't care about her, basically, or for a game plan that basically doesn't care about her at all. Yeah, like stuff like Crumb and Git, it's also really cute. Hugely mana efficient, gives us most of the power buff of the enchantments that have drawbacks. We don't care about gifting food because we're doing poison counters instead of just straight up damage. Yeah. And we can look for other ways to get double strike. I'm sure there's better ways to give power and toughness than what I'm currently looking at. But I think your main two problems are you don't get space for interaction. I don't think you can bank on 4-mana creatures for this. And I think we are too heavily invested into enchantments. Even though our commander can bring back all the enchantments, I think we're trying to like... The stuff we want to pull off the quick, clean infect kill is too disparate. Now, a interaction package I will recommend to you is one my buddy Elk recommends to fucking everybody. And that is you play Mother of Runes, you play Giver of Runes, you play Skrelv, who you already have, and you play motherfucking Starfield Shepherd. And that way Starfield Shepherd can go and get any individual one of them for 2 mana, and you have a way to give your infect creature unblockable and give it in response, hey, don't kill me. That does create a problem if somebody targets it with a white spell and you have a white aura on it, but that is still better than your creature dying and you having to concede at instant speed. Okay, we do have the Jite. Super State's fucking hilarious. That's awesome. Keep that one. And I think like Spectra Ward, Mantle of the Ancients can stay. Some of these big over the top auras that would basically just be like, I play this, my infect creature can kill you now, he's Goku. Those are okay, but I think we have to be risking it for, all right, I'm not gonna have interaction. Who had the good hand? I'm coming, I'm putting the knife in your chest that has a little bit of poop on the end. Which feels weird because I'm almost always telling people to be more responsible, be more consistent. I don't think this deck can hack it unless you transition the commander to something with black, and then we can, or maybe even green. Bant infect would be weird though. But something that would give us more grave access or more tutor access or access to better and more draw engines. And then we could maybe get this like more mid-rangey plan going. But whatever you do with it, I wish you the best of luck, and I hope this helped. Let me know in the comments if I missed any broad, big picture things about this game plan. But I hope you can do it.